Some people's Christmas tend to be merrier than others. However, in today's story, a night of fun and intoxication led to a Christmas gift no woman would ever forget. What would you do if you got carried away at a party then woke up in bed with a stranger? Such is the case with this lady, in today's story titled, I Got Pregnant on Christmas Day in a Hotel Room. Yo guys, welcome back to Basic Principles YouTube channel. The channel that brings you interesting Reddit, Dear Pastor and cheating stories from Jamaica and around the world for your entertainment. So, sit back, relax and let's hear how this lady seasoned up her Christmas with a little sugar and spice. The letter to the pastor reads,
Dear Pastor, I am the mother of 2 children, a boy and a girl. They are for different men. I am 27 years old. My first pregnancy was not planned. In fact, none of my 2 children were planned. Every time I think about Christmas, I remember I got pregnant with my first child on Christmas Day in a hotel room. I went to a party with a man at the hotel. He convinced me to stay with him, so we booked a room, and that was it. I was not on the pill. We did not have condoms. Those things were not even on my mind. Looking back, I believe I was half drunk. When I woke up I was in the nude, and this man was also naked. We looked at each other and I was embarrassed. I found out afterwards that some of my friends tried to stop me from drinking so much, but I wouldn't listen. I was dancing up a storm. My best friend told me that she tried to tell me that we should go, but I didn't listen. I don't remember that. I found out after that this man who captivated me that night was married. We never had a conversation about whether he was married. He was an honorable man because he gave me his number and his 2 addresses. I met with him twice after the party and I was prepared for him. He had condoms, but that was too late. When I called him and told him that I had missed my period, he asked me whether I wanted to keep the child if I was pregnant, and I told him no. He said I should think about it because although he is married, he and his wife do not have children. I thought about it long and hard. I also encouraged him to tell his wife what had happened and he promised me that he would. He later called me and told me that his wife is very angry with him, but she has assured him that she would forgive him. I spoke to his wife and she assured me that she has forgiven him, and she would take the child if I was willing to give her up. I had my baby, but I did not give her up. This man has supported his daughter, but I registered her in my name. He supports her every month, but he is not leaving his wife to marry me and I would love to get married. I am with another man now. We are in business together, but my daughter's father said he does not want his daughter to have a stepfather. I don't know what to do. Sometimes I think he is saying that because he wants me to give my daughter to him and his wife. He is not poor. His wife has a very good job and he, too, is in a very good job, so my daughter would be well supported. The man that I am living with would be crazy to touch my daughter, but I know anything can happen. Please give me your advice. Initial withheld.
wow, what an eventful story this lady has. People, if you cannot handle your liquor, it is best to avoid it because you will definitely find yourself with your panties off, with your boxers off, and even find yourself on one of these roller coasters of excitement and drama. Anyway guys, if you liked the video so far, please smash the subscribe button, smash the like button and leave a comment. Now, let's hear what Pastor has to say on this matter.
Dear writer, I hope that you have learned your lesson, and that lesson is simply that one should only drink alcohol in moderation and one should always be in control of one's self at all times. This man you met at the party never told you he was married. He gave you the impression that he was single and he just wanted to have a good time with a woman, so he did not tell you the truth about himself. A man should not lie, he should always speak the truth. But even if this man had spoken the truth, you were so intoxicated that you would have gone with him anyway. At least this man told his wife the truth about you and he accepted paternity. I cannot encourage you to give up this child to her father. You should get legal advice, and, in fact, you should ask yourself this question: why would you let your child go and live with her father and a stepmother? You are able to support her with the money you get from her father. I will not encourage you to give her up at all. This concern that her father has about your daughter and her stepfather should not cause you to want to give her up. It is your duty, as a mother, to take care of your daughter. Not all stepfathers will abuse their stepchildren. So, don't allow his concerns to get you to do what you do not wish to do. Pastor.
So guys, that was Pastor's take. I actually disagree with Pastor on this one. I believe the mother should have given her daughter to her father. Not because of the boyfriend of the mother, but because the father wants a child and he has a wife willing to take care of the child. I could be wrong, because perhaps the wife would feel some kind of ill will against the daughter and hurt her, but I was thinking of it from an adoption point of view, where a childless couple gets a child and they stay in contact with the mother and the daughter can visit. But I guess everything happens for a reason, and this reason is the mother did not want to give up her child. Anyhow, I checked the comment section and it was buzzing. First comment comes from Bleach and he said,
"Is this how you are, just big and careless so? You need God."
Reader woman added,
She was so drunk she doesn't even remember, let alone enjoyed the sex.
Lady D replied to Reader woman and said,
She wanted money. LOL.
Anita Ram also added,
Careless. Out fishing as usual.
Gunner 4 Life 7 lamented,
When I left Jamaica in the early 90s, I was 24 years old and hardly any of my peers had children. In fact, I didn't know anyone in my age range with children. This baby mother culture has taken over the lives of our young people. It's so unfortunate. You need to get on birth control or tie your tubes, young lady. You have 2 children by 2 different men at 27. Please don't make it a third man.
Lady D replied to Gunner 4 Life 7,
Gunner, I am shocked too that these things go on. I was in a church with many Caribbean, predominantly Jamaicans on the East Coast. Mostly 2 parents home, including myself, and did not have children until marriage.
Flydude 86 chimed in and said,
Keep your child. The writer should consider giving the child her father's last name, since he is already taking care of his daughter.
Arcad 2 shared his thoughts.
Lady, give the man his child and stop trying to hold the child as ransom. Why should your first baby father have to contribute his income to you and his child plus others you are living with? I am positive you did not separate the food in the house. You are not an honorable person. You promised to give them the child and you backed out on your promise, hoping to use the child to steal the man. But it backfired on you. Now, you are looking for pity. The solution to your problem is to give the man his child and go live your life. The child already knows you are her birth mother, but in Jamaica that doesn't mean anything.
Anthony replied to Arcad 2.
What a piece of something. I never knew these kinds of things still happen out here.
Mike B commented on this one and said,
Why did you not register the child in the father's name? Legally, you created a situation where he can stop supporting her. But you are lucky in that regard so far. Count your blessings. You now have a new man and another child. Your first child's father was never your man to begin with, you got careless, simply put. One could also say you did not live up to your end of the bargain of giving the baby to her father and his wife. He still supports the child, so be grateful.
Lady D commented again.
Madam, I am not saying to give your daughter totally up, but her biological father should be in her life. So on weekends she could go and stay with her father and stepmother and have a father in her life. Okay.
Jacob Forrest also added,
Don't give up your child full stop because you have a new man. If you feel he might abuse your child, just look out and know your man.
Sad Lad jumped in.
Pastor, you are giving this not so good advice. She wanted to abort the child in the beginning, but the man and now father of the child convinced her to keep the child, telling her that he and his wife don't have any children. Also, he said he would take on the responsibilities. Pastor, you said she should seek legal advice, which is good, but she shouldn't be discouraged from giving up the child since she has another one.
Vernal dropped a comment that turned into a thread.
Madam, the married man has no rights/demands with regards to you moving on with your life. Hopefully, the child will not have multiple stepfathers. Keep your child, all he has to do is to continue to maintain her emotional and financially. P.S. I think he deliberately got you pregnant, since he and his wife are childless, and that was why he gave you his number and 2 addresses.
Arcad 2 replied to Vernal.
Vernal, why are you encouraging this woman's slackness? This is why most women find themselves into problems and depression. They have cheerleaders like you cheering them on and telling them they should not be accountable for their actions. Why do you have to make it about the man? You did not blame her for any of the following. 1. Drinking and getting drunk. 2. Not going home when her friends asked her to leave. 3. Going to a hotel with a man she doesn't know. 4. Having sex without a condom. 5. Keeping the child when she knew the man was married. 6. Deciding to give the child to the father and his wife, then changing her mind. 7. Have another child with another man while not being married. No accountability.
Vernal replied to Archon too.
Come on, man, stop that. Of course she has to accept full responsibility in the debacle. I was just saying I know of instances where married men have stepped out of their marriage to sire a child because the wife is unable to get pregnant, and I think this married man deliberately got her pregnant. Why else would he give her his contact number, 2 addresses, and tell his wife, causing further embarrassment? Do you know how this affects a woman when she is unable to bear a child for her husband, especially a son? It takes 2 to tango, but I prefer to blame the married person who knows that he or she has a partner, and yet is willing to have unprotected sex and produce a child in the process. I do not agree that the lady should give up her child, and what makes us even sure if the child is for the married man, unless he did a DNA test? My humble opinion is that she should do a deed poll and register the child in the father's name, and he should continue to support his child, mentally and financially. By the way, didn't you read where I cautioned her to cut out the whole heap of stepfather business?
Archon too replied to Vernal again.
I am going to disagree with you, slightly. First of all, it doesn't take 2 to tango. A few years ago it did, but the world has changed. Women have full control over what goes in and what comes out. Notice that the man had to ask her if she wanted to keep it. She said yes. Anyway, have a wonderful new year.
Again guys, wow. This was an insane story worthy of Reddit and Dear Pastor. It is crazy what goes on at and after parties. I agree that the mother went back on her words and weaponized the child, but as we just heard, she failed miserably in getting the married man from his wife. The married man is definitely at fault as well, because he knew prior to Pound Town he was not a single man. However, he went deep inside and out, and even spilled milk inside the young lady's box. But she agreed to it. She also wanted it, so she has to take responsibility for it as well. Additionally, she never gave the daughter her father's name while he was very supportive, which was not a good look on her part. This is why you cannot believe what someone says, but you have to watch what they do, because people may lie or change their minds, so seeing is believing. But perhaps I am being too hard on her. Maybe everything that happened was a silly mistake? Who do you blame for the chain of events that happened? Did you agree or disagree with any comments made? Share your thoughts in the comment section. On your way down, please smash the subscribe and like buttons. And, if you think this story was crazy, check out another video in the description or click one of the videos showing to you on the screen. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Love.